Kokkoku is an anime with a very popular opening, and for good reason. The official opening holds 17 million views in 5 years, but I feel like the opening overshadowed the anime, which went under the radar. I think it deserves more flowers, so I'm gonna give it a garden. In the first episode, we're introduced to Juri and her family. She tells her brother to go pick up their sister's son, but on his way back, he gets jumped by a group of thugs, and both get kidnapped. The thugs call Juri for ransom money, 5 million yen to be exact, otherwise they'll kill the two. This is when Juri's granddad brings out a strange stone. Juri, her dad, and her granddad all put their hand on the stone after granddad drops his blood on it, and time freezes. In the world of stasis, everyone is frozen except for these three. They go to the trade-off location and everyone is stalled, so they start carrying their family members back, but more thugs who can move in stasis show up. When things start to get bad, the granddad starts using teleportation powers to escape. The nephew's life gets threatened by a thug to stop the granddad from running, but a giant monster suddenly appears behind him and crushes his head in its hand. Great first episode. The title translates to moment by moment or hour by hour, which is really fitting. Each episode is also named Moment X. I like titles that fit the story in clever ways. The antagonists are a cult of people who seek out the time-stopping stone in order to change the world. The plot unravels through both parties pursuing their goals in stasis, more reveals and twists, and more world building on stasis. The lore behind the monsters, the cult, and the powers are peeled back, and the supernatural concepts are explored. The little details that are revealed as time goes on create interesting ripples in the story. A character might learn that they have powers in stasis. That impacts the way they handle future problems. A character might learn of the monster's rule or its weakness, which allows them to operate safely in stasis. There's clever strategizing throughout the story. One example is when Juri and Granddad escaped. They planned to unfreeze time and then refreeze time so that they could be in a different frame of the metaphorical film of time. But that would result in the dad being stuck in the previous frame because he wasn't frozen, so that option is ruled out. Another clever moment was when one of the thugs pretended to be frozen so that he could attack the main characters after they walked by. The story really put thought into the supernatural concepts of the setting. That level of thought gives me Death Note vibes. The story is also a thriller, like Death Note. The anime is 12 episodes, but it's truly impressive how a majority of the plot takes place in the one time stop from episode 1. There isn't much to talk about with the characters or themes, but the plot and setting do a carry job, like LeBron in the 2016 finals. Each episode had multiple interesting reveals and twists. The journey is akin to a thrilling roller coaster ride. Like I said at the start, the opening is amazing, but the ending is clean too. Opening check. Ending check. In conclusion, the interesting concept, its great exploration, and the twisting winding plot make this anime worth watching. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and help me revolutionize the manga industry by buying my manga and spreading the word. All important links will be in the description.